Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 7 things you should never do in an automatic car. In the USA, 92% of people drive automatic, and it's said that worldwide automatic vehicles are growing faster than ever. But there are some major mistakes even driving pros make. So get ready to learn some essential tips they don't teach you in driving school. But before we speed off, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Number 7. When you're driving, there's always that one nagging thing in the back of your mind. You're spending a ton of money on gas. Every moment you're in gear driving, you're burning gas, which is pretty much burning money. After all, everyone knows how drained they feel after a trip to the gas station. So you may think, while your car's in motion, why not put it into neutral gear and coast? This is often done by people when going down a hill. They think, why not save some money and let gravity do all the work? Well, people don't realize this, but this doesn't really work with automatic cars. In some ways, this would actually benefit you if you drive a manual car, but automatic engines are made so that they save fuel even if the gear is in drive. This is because when you're going downhill, your fuel supply is cut. So really, you're not actually saving any money. But that's not the most important reason why you should never coast down a hill in neutral. Another reason is because it's very unsafe, as you have way less control over your car. You can't control the speed of your car if it's going in neutral. Of course, you can press on the brake pedal to slow down, but you won't be able to speed up if you need to. Also, coasting in neutral is very bad for your engine. Your oil pump will work much slower when in neutral. This means your engine will not cool down as well as it should, and it may overheat. Number 6. One thing you should never do is put your car into park before it's completely stopped. Sometimes people do this accidentally as they think their car is pretty much stopped, so they put it in park. Or sometimes when people are in a big hurry, they put their car in park before it's fully stopped. But you can actually ruin your car's transmission by doing this. Yep, if you make this mistake too much, the best mechanic in the world won't be able to save your car. Some people think the park position is to stop your car while it's still moving, but the only reason why park is there is to stop your car rolling around when it's parked up. Putting your car into park actually locks your transmission. This means the wheels will be blocked and won't be able to move. But if your car's already moving, then this means the wheels will still have some movement before getting locked. Sometimes the wheel's power can be more than the lock, and it can mess up your transmission forever. So putting the car in park before it's stopped can break the locking pin that stops your wheels moving. Some newer cars actually have technology to stop you making this very bad mistake. These are called speed sensors, which detects the speed your wheel is moving at. If your wheel is moving, then you won't be able to put your car in park, but this is not the case on older cars, so be careful. Number 5. Let's say you're in a hurry and you need to go down a road and then turn back, or maybe you need to parallel park. A lot of people will drive and then switch their car from drive to reverse. But they'll do this before their car has fully stopped moving. You may not think this is such a big deal, but shifting from drive to reverse before your car has fully stopped is terrible for your transmission. If you shift gear while your car is still moving, then you're using the transmission to stop the car. Of course, ordinarily, your brakes should be stopping the car, not the transmission. So when the transmission has to do the work of the transmission and the brakes, this can wear it down and sometimes break it irreversibly. After all, it's much more expensive to wear down your transmission than your brakes. A new set of brakes may cost around $250. But a new transmission will cost 10 times that, coming in at $2,500. So never shift from drive to reverse before your car has fully stopped. Number 4. I'm sure we've all done this before. You pull up at a stoplight or a red light and you put your car in neutral. Some think this is the best thing to do, but sorry, it isn't. There's absolutely no reason to put your gear in neutral while waiting at a stoplight. It's a myth that it's not fine to leave your car in drive mode at a stoplight. Some put their gear back to neutral as they think it will save fuel, but this is a myth. In fact, all it does is damages your car's gearbox. Switching to neutral will actually put stress on your car's gearbox. That's because you're having to stop and start it over and over again. If you keep the gearbox in drive, then it's already working while staying idle. Then, because your car doesn't have to work very hard to get moving again, you'll save on fuel consumption. So if you've been putting your car in neutral at signals to save money, then this is actually costing you more money. Some people also do this because they don't like leaving their foot on the brake pedal, but trust me, it's worth it. It's also more safe to leave it in drive mode. For example, if you need to make an emergency maneuver or somebody drives into the back of your car, if it's in neutral, you can't control it as well. So if you want greater vehicle control and to save money on gas, then don't put your car in neutral at a stoplight. Number 3. One of the worst things you can possibly do to your car is what's known as launching. Launching is where you drive off from a standstill very fast. This puts lots and lots of strain and stress on your engine. However, many automatic drivers do this every time they drive their cars. They rev their car in neutral, put it into drive, and then take their car forward very quickly. But this is one big no-no. This can damage your gearbox, which is very expensive to replace. A new gearbox can cost around $2,000. The best thing to do is actually to put your gearbox in drive and then drive. It sounds simple, but a lot of people don't do it and instead rev up in neutral first. Remember, regular vehicles are not Formula 1 cars, so do not treat them as such. Some people like to imagine they're in need for speed, but I hate to break it to you, you're not. Number 2. Now, I've already covered how much we all dislike filling up our cars. Sure, it's nice to go in and grab a 5-hour energy from the gas station. And I even like smelling the petrol. Is that just me? But because of the price of gas, we all know the terrible feeling when the low gas tank light comes on. Well, it should be common knowledge that driving with the gas tank on low is a big no-no. However, many people still do it all the time. We may procrastinate spending money on gas, so we leave the tank on low. But this can actually end up costing you more money in the long run. And this is especially true for automatic transmission cars. You see, gas does more than just power your car's engine, it also gives you proper fluid pressure. This will help to keep various elements of your car lubricated. So if your gas tank is often on low, then these parts will wear out very fast as they won't have enough fluid. Due to improper lubrication, these parts will get very old, cranky, and you'll need to replace them at great expense. So next time you see the low gas tank light, come on, bite the bullet and buy some more gas. Hey, those Saudi princes need to pay for those Lamborghinis somehow. Number 1. One of the worst things that can happen to your car is letting water get into your transmission. We think of our cars as sturdy, waterproof beings, but that's not necessarily the case. In fact, just a small amount of water can destroy your car's transmission. You see, in your transmission, there are clutch plates which are stuck on with glue. Now, don't worry, car companies aren't using Elmer's glue, but the glue can still wear away. If you get water into your transmission and it's not dealt with immediately, then it can wear the glue down. This water can then get into the suspension, forming white gummy masses where the glue has melted away. Also, even if water won't directly affect your car, it can rust over time. The metal interiors of your car will rust very quickly if they get wet and are not dried off. If you recognize the problem quickly and take it to a garage, this can be sorted out at minimal expense. But if you leave it for a long time and don't get it looked at by a professional, then you could be in for a big cost. But if you leave it for a long time and don't get it looked at by a professional, you could be in for a new transmission, and that costs a lot. So those were some things you should never do in an automatic transmission car. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Vote in the poll in the top right corner whether you drive automatic, manual, both, or no car at all. If you want some more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.